Hello. Welcome back to the BDO Prog series. I've been gone for a while. We had some massive gains for this week, and so after that, I decided to take a break for a while. So I'm feeling a little bit burnt out, trying to play the game as much as I can, and then without playing too much, right? To stay within the constraints of at least 10 hours per week, right? But we move. So we begin week 10, right, by finishing the Wusa succession and quest line, right? Because I plan on using Wusa as the class for Black Shrine. I've been looking up, I've been researching, and I've seen that Wusa is pretty easy, right? It's pretty simple. Lots of HP recovery, which I've been noticing that I'm struggling with during the Black Shrine. So hopefully this will ease my Black Shrine weekly stuff. So after finishing the whole Musa succession course, I decided to take a quick peek at Odushini at level 3 or level 4, right? And Musa managed to do pretty well. I managed to clear it pretty easily. Right? It's so weird. Odushini tend to be the harder bosses, but it's pretty easy to me. I don't know, maybe because of the AoE or the movement that the classes that I play, right? They move a lot or they have a lot of protection, so maybe it makes it easier that way compared to Pig King, where desync is like my main enemy there. But yeah, Wusa is actually pretty good, pretty good. Moving on from the Black Shrine stuff, we decide to do Orcs, like as our usual daily grind. And I don't know if I'm RNG carried or what, but we managed to hit a bill, just gross for some odd reason. This is very much not the norm. I try my best to be very average in my grind videos so that I could give people like the true experience of like the true numbers. But this really isn't helping me because getting a bill for like your third hour of orc is really not it's really not that often. It's really not that common. You get this kind of results, right? So we get a net of 611 mil, but either way, getting 5 bosses, right, for 1 hour is actually pretty nutty. It's pretty nutty, and hopefully we get lower after this because this really isn't the norm, and this just makes me look RNG carry as hell, which I don't want to do. Right? I want to give people the actual experience of what it looks like to grind. So yeah, hopefully next hours that we do at Orc will be much better than what we had here. So next, we move on to our Dark Rifts, and we actually got pretty nice loot for this week, right? We got 4 Essence of Dawn, we got 3 Ruin Rings, 3 Valtaras, an Ogre Ring, a Bassie's Belt, and a Ring of Crescent Guardian. And 2 artifacts, which is actually pretty nutty, with around almost 300 in the spread. That's around like what, 60 or like 30 capital stones. Actually pretty nutty, right? Always makes it worth going to do our Dark Risk every week. So moving on from that, we're going to do our weekly, daily enhancing for our deck. Tuvala, so this is attempt number 4 at Knocked, and unfortunately you're probably going to see it now, we don't end up getting it. Alright, but I have thought about a bunch of mats so that we could attempt to get it for today. Alright, so here's attempt number 5, and unfortunately it doesn't bust. Attempt number 6, I'm basically trying to force my way into a knocked at this point. Right, fail. Attempt number 7, and it's a dud. Right? So just scrounging up some more silver, buying the materials. We attempt again. This is attempt number 8 out of 12. We're basically almost getting the PA, which kind of sucks. But fail again. My god. So after that, we decided to do our pop quests, right? Take a little bit of break from that marathon RNG enhancing session. Right, we do the Share of Ruins, then we do the Navarre Step, right? slowly making our way to getting the infinite MP pot, which isn't that useful for me, but you can never go wrong with having it, right? And so here we are done with the Nirvana step. Now we move on to mansions. So this is right around, I guess, after reset, right? And after reset, I decided to do hitting on the water with the main gear, and I actually would manage to get up to Calamity 4 and not by the time Calamity 5, right? Which I ended up failing. But it's pretty impressive how well Wusa is compared to my Witch or my Lawn. You could probably say it's, I suck. But either way, it's pretty impressive. I'm pretty impressed with myself that we're able to do it pretty consistently. So it's actually really nice. We got pretty, not really good games, but to be honest, we've got pretty RNG carried from the boss blitz. So I can't really complain. This is, I guess, karma or whatever, right? So I messed up, and I think I recorded us getting knocked, but we ended up getting a few more attempts on knock. This is our 5th attempt at knock to get to our deck, and we failed, right? So I don't know where the recording for getting knocked is, but we ended up getting, and then we also ended up getting the final upgrade. Right, we got to deck, right? Got to deck on week 10, and now that gives us our Pen BLACKSTAR sub weapon. With the Pen BLACKSTAR sub weapon, we are now finally triple Pen BLACKSTAR. Triple Pen BLACKSTAR with 339 deep, right? So it's really, really massive gains, right? Really massive gains, and I believe myself. I'm ashamed that I didn't record us getting knocks, right? I don't know where the hell that recording went, but we ended up getting it around 8 or 9 pity, and managed to get deck as well around 5 lah. So really good, really amazing gains that we got on for this week. Really happy with our progress. So we're going to move on with our grind session, this time with the with the triple Pen BLACKSTAR, right? And we managed to get growth 716 mil on LBR focus, right? It's a very consistent spot that I like to go to, right? And you can never really go wrong with this spot because you're always gonna get really good trash. And with the triple BLACKSTAR, we could see the upgrade in our gains. Moving on, there's some codes for BDO's 9 or like BDO's 9th anniversary. Is it the BDO or BDO NEU's 9th anniversary, right? Maybe we get some free goodies, right? Not gonna complain. Get almost 1k in crown stones and get a title. So here I'm being a bit overzealous, right? I got a bit excited that we got a triple Pen BLACKSTAR, so I decided to try this spot, right? And I ended up dying because I saw some videos of people doing it in with Tuvala gear, and it's like, no way that's actually seed, right? So I tried to try it out myself. I have a bit more than Tuvala, but so it should be better, but it is bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. And now I'm also being overzealous again here by trying to do Jade Forest, and I end up almost dying, but I do end up dying, like spoiler, because I thought, hey, if someone can do Huanjong Bay, maybe they could also do Jade with my DP. But unfortunately, again, I got really overzealous and ended up dying. We lost some crystals, but I managed to restore it. So this is where I took a break. I took a break after this. It's like, man, F this. I'm just gonna take a break for a while because I really got really good gains for this week. And so I'm probably gonna need a breather so that I don't burn myself out. So after my 2-week exactly break, I'm glad to come back to the game and to finish up this video, right? Pretty ashamed of myself just randomly going away, without really notifying anybody. So when I come back, there's some free coupon codes that we could use, all relating to BDO's anniversary and a streamer's birthday, right? But we're focusing on the anniversary. We get a lot of really good rewards this time around, right? Some crown stones, some stuff for leveling, some boxes, right? Which is for me essentially just free silver, right? Just free silver for me to waste on doing whatever. So after we get all the rewards, we're gonna move on to our daily grind. But this time we're doing on a witch. I haven't really grinded on my witch for a while, and getting back into the groove of things with witch is actually much easier than Lance. I don't have to worry about micromanaging my movement or anything like that. So it's actually really chill. I will post. You're probably gonna see how much money we made, but as I'm recording the audio here, I don't really remember because I'm doing it in post. But I'm pretty sure it's around 700 mil, right? Which is the norm for Fogans. And then we move on to orcs. This is actually the first time I've ever done orcs on my witch, and being a bit rusty here, as you can see me taking quite a lot of damage. And funny enough, I'm not really in the LBL zone this time, so I'm doing practically the old way of orcs, where once you get your weapon, you go from rotation 1 to rotation 2. And it's just being nostalgic doing this, because this is how you did it before, even in the Marnie realm, right? So we did an hour at Fogans, and then around 30 minutes in orcs, just for the day quest. So now we've come to the end of the video, and this marks the 100th hour of playing BDO at around a pretty regular schedule. And I must say, I am very impressed at the amount of progress that we've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time. Right, we managed to do Magnus, we managed to do Land of Morning Light, right? We managed to achieve Triple Pen Blaster, which I've never really done even on my main accounts. I'm very impressed. We did get RNG carried that one time, getting the free main hand, getting the pen main hand. But either way, I'm very impressed, right? When I first started this series, I didn't think this is the type of progress that we would get. Even as also, getting the infinite HP part, which on my main I just bought. Right? It was too lazy to do it, but with this I managed to actually get it myself. Right? We got RNG carry on one piece, right? And then through the events that BDO has given us with Season Deadeye, we managed to get another piece, and then slowly get the Blood Wolves, right? Either way, I am very impressed. I'm very thankful of everybody that's kept up along with the series. Right? This is my first time ever doing a proper series. I tried my best to be consistent, but unfortunately, some burnt out or some personal struggles, right? I took a break, but now that we're back and we've managed to get the amount of gains that we got, right? So we end up week 10 at 100 hours with 273, 275, 339 DP, which is actually very impressive. We have a lot more AP than what we would around this time, right? So this should be a clear indication of what you could expect from playing BDO normally, right? You may have seen a lot of people get 700 gift score around like 12 weeks or 55 weeks, right? But this should be a more realistic progression of your progress in BDO, your journey in BDO. And I'm very thankful for everyone that has kept up with the series. And even if the series doesn't really do well on my channel, right? I see that people like the grind videos, but I'm gonna still keep doing it, because doing like this is actually a lot of fun. So I can keep up my progress from here on out, and I can see just how well I do, and how some weeks are a bit slower than the other, but some weeks like this one were really massive engaged, right? So with that being said, I would like to again give my thanks to everyone that has watched the video, even if you just skimmed through it. I'm really thankful for people who watched it and people who have subscribed, and I will continue on to make content for BDO, maybe other content as well for the game. So now I'm going to talk a bit about what the plans moving forward, right? So the moving forward, I'm gonna stop with the 10 hours per week thing, and then just play however long I want to. And then if I play for 20 hours in one week or 5 hours in another, I'm just gonna showcase the progress of those, right? Because going AFK in this game is also a pretty massive part of the game, and I also want to showcase that. See how much we get around, week 11. Let's say we are playing at 30 hours, right? So yeah, thank you all for watching, and please look forward to more new stuff on the video. Maybe video related, or maybe other stuff related, right? So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a nice day, and see you all later.